Okay, so it is the end of the day trading, and we just started the Asian session. So it's 4 o'clock my time right now, 5 o'clock Central, 6 Eastern, and whatever, three 3 o'clock on the Pacific Coast. Okay, so what I want to do is go over today's trades, and I'm going to go over the window of time that I was looking to trade. I didn't make all these trades; I just made a couple of them, made my money and stopped. But there was a total of 17 trades I would have taken today. Some I did take, and some I didn't take. And so let's go over these 17 trades because it starts about 7 a.m. Central Standard Time and it goes to 11 a.m. Central Standard Time. And so 7 to 8 to 9, 10, 11. So 4 hours, okay? 4 hours, there is, like I said, 17 different trades. Of those 17 trades, two were losers. So 15 were good, two were losers. So, but let me go through these trades with you. So I'm going to switch over to the charts. And the very first chart we got going on is at very first trade was at 7:01, and I took this trade just for a quick little hit. I think it was like $25 or something like that, just in and out real fast. My trading was still set up for the Asian session, and that's what happened. So there you go. But if you watch this, this is a transition trade, transition bar trade. So I was watching the time. I see 56, then 58. This is the transition bar. There's the key at 7 o'clock, and I entered in at 7:01. I like when I get little guys like this for some reason. So 7:01, I entered. This actually was a decent bar. I wish I was like, man, I should have stuck in longer. But that early in the morning, I was okay. I was okay just getting a quick win and calling it good from there. So, all right, let's go back. The next trade happened just at 7:11, I believe it was. Now, this is a cool trade because it actually happened there too at 6:54. And I missed this trade. I want to point this out. This was a double parse, double arrow parse at 6:54, and I missed this trade. I started trading, like I said, closer to seven, so I missed it by a couple minutes. This next one is at 7:11, and then I entered in at 7:12. Now I entered this because it had a double parlay arrows. Okay, so very rare to see back to back 6:54 and 7:11 that quickly, but I mean it does happen, and so that's why I did it. I was like, man, it's a great trade, and so I saw both those arrows hit. I hit the buy button, and at 7:12 I made money. That's one of the spots that I did trade, and so I showed you two of the spots I did trade on that one. But yeah, those double arrows super powerful, high percentage wins, and so I like those trades specifically. Okay, the next trade, I've sit around for almost an hour. It's going to go into 8:02, and then this chart kind of goes doesn't less helpful. But 8:02. Now, this isn't a crazy Ivan trade. This is a different type of trade. I've heard it called different names, but roll with me on this one because there's a number of these trades that happened today. Okay, I call them. It's been called the cam trade or aftermath trade. Anyways, but this does happen, and I don't talk about it, but I think I need to. So at 7:54, it's looking like a crazy Ivan, but 7:51 didn't pop up there. This bar closed at 8 o'clock. Now here's the key. If the very next bar after that closes at 8:01, then I'm going to enter in at 8:02. And that worked out. So uh, let's just call them the cam trades for right now to keep it simple. But we're going to see a couple of these today. So again, Crazy Ivan almost, and then, but here's the key. It's 8 o'clock. This next bar closed down 8:01. So I'm entering at 8:02. And I looked back at the candles and yes, it did make money. So, going on down the road, the next trade is actually at 8:24, and this one is another another one of these one bar cam trades. Okay, now we're getting close enough to the announcements, or actually the opening bell, that I'm not going to trade that. Um, just not going to do it. But it did work out. I watched it work with my own eyes, and so I was like, I got to remember that one. So here we go. So again, you got the crazy Ivan bar that picked up there. You're like, okay, let's just see after this kind of chop here. This didn't work out. But let's see this bar. This bar closed to 822, 823, and then I know I'm going to enter in here at the top of 824. He did get a nice parse, but I wasn't playing with the parses because I didn't have one on this side. Um, so at 824, I entered and I would have rode this whole bar all the way down. Okay. So there's another win, 824. The next one we're looking at is just a few minutes later. We had the opening bell, and at 8:32. Now you could hit this one or not hit this one. Totally depends on you. But again, similar example. You have at 8:29, you had just looking at the bars. That's all we're doing. Uh, you have this cam trade because again, it's not a crazy Ivan. But 8:31, 8:32 closed. Or sorry, 8:30, 8:31, and then 8:32. Uh, Now this is a pretty decent drop too. Um, I didn't trade this time. I did watch it, but I was like, nah, I should probably trade that. That's okay. Next trade came along 8 minutes later at 8:40, and this is another cool one. We got another double parlay, and let me scroll over here just for a sec, okay? So again, we got a double arrow parlay. I like double arrow parlays. We had three in one day, which is fantastic, and so it was an easy decision for me to hit the buy button on this one because I was like, wow, we're both of those are gonna hit those gold crosses, and we're gonna see a double parlay here. So the close 839, we got the two blue arrows, and then boom, you enter, and this was a nice bar. I think it was like $7 or $8 with the little candle wicks, but definitely 20 tick one. I did take this one as well. I took it for 150 bucks. I wish I was like, and I think that was the time when I was wondering why. No, that was just another time. I placed my profit take down to 10 ticks, and I forgot to pump it up to 20, and I was just like, okay. I thought my stop loss or my profit take, my trailing stop got me out, but uh, no, it's just me. Okay, let's go on. I don't know how many of these I'm gonna get through, but I'm gonna go through a bunch more. 850, we got a transition bar. So there it is right there. So it goes 44, 47. That's transition. There's the key and then enter. That one worked out. I do want to show these two back-to-back losses at 906 and 910. And because I was looking at these, I'm like, would I have taken them? Yeah, I would have taken them every single time. So here's the time. So I'm looking at 8:59, 9 o'clock, 9:03, transition bar, 9:05, there's the key, and then here's 9:06. And it didn't work out at all. Only thing I'm pretty sure I didn't take this trade. I took the next one or I took a loss. But this was a pain. I was like, dang it. And the next one happened 4 minutes later at 9:10 because I'm like, well, let's get this back. So we get 9:06, 8, there's transition, there's the key, and then where's 10? 10's not there. Goes from 9 to 10, and then I'll look back in the candles, and yeah, it was a loss. So back-to-back losses. I would have ended the day there. It would have taken away some of the profits, but it still would have been profitable for the day. Let me show you. I did take two other trades uh, later on in the day, just following up after that, and they were at well, they're actually 20 minutes later, but I do want to point out this transition bar trade at 922. Okay, this little guy here in between these guys, I looked at the candle, it would have worked. It was a fast trade. I looked back in history and that candle did spike down and you would have gotten your 10, 12 ticks before it spiked up and it would have got you out. Those do happen. And that's why I'm like, you got to be quick on the trigger to get in and out of that thing. I couldn't see any other way. I would have taken that trade every single time. Um, and but yeah, it would have been a loss if you were late though. It would have been a win, but if you were late, it would have been a loss. So just watch that. Okay, we're getting close to my 10 minutes. So let me go through just a couple more if I can, just to show these guys. 936. So it goes 34, 35, 36. Why did I take this one? I took it because 34, 35, 36. I don't know why I took this one. But I took it on my records and actually made money for 150 bucks. Um, oh, I know I did. I did a reverse. Oh, that's right. I was like, why did I take this trade? Because I made 150 bucks, but it was because of this bar right here. This bar closed at 28 and then 34, 35, and then I entered in here. So because these bars closed 1 minute sequentially afterwards, I did that 9:36 third trade. And then the next one happened at 9:54. Man, I know I'm pushing it. I'm pushing it. Again, we got this cam trade, and that's not it. It's coming down here, 49, 52, transition. There's a key, and then enter. And this one actually worked out pretty well. It was a fast one. It did drop down, but it did work out. I made 75 bucks on this trade. It was just a quick little hit in and out. I think I got out in the fluttering of the market. And so it got me out at $75. So that's fine with that. Just a couple more trades, and they're all wins for the next hour. So there's one, two, three, four, five more trades. Five more trades. I'm going to show them, and then we're going to be done. But total 17 trades in this block of time. Okay, it's important that I think we all see this and recognize that. Yeah, there's trades all the time. Next trade's at 10:07. This little guy right here. Okay. And then we got one coming up at 10:31, and this was an easy one. Uh, Now, if you look 10:30 and then 10:32, but then again, this was a fast transition bar. The candle wick did drop down before it, went back up. So I did make money on this one too. And 10:35, another one. So if you look at this one as a transition bar, there's the key. Nope, sorry. That would have been the transition. That's the key. That's the enter. 10:35 is the enter price. And then 10:53 coming on up. I'm watching the time 48, 51, 52, 53. Boom, enter. You're solid for that. Also, too, what I didn't recognize too, but this was another uh, bar, one of those cam bars. It goes 10:46, 48, 51. I actually wouldn't have traded this one because that was not sequential, but I did trade it. I did look at it as a transition bar, and that's why I was at 10:53. I'd enter, and that was a nice bar right there. Last one before the 11 o'clock hours at 10:58. Okay, so same bars and boom, hit. So if you look at this as 10:52, and then that's 10:53, 10:56, transition, key, enter. All right, so there's all 17 of those trades that I could give to you guys. I did enter a number of them. I did show you one loss I had, and I was looking at every angle, and I'm like, I still would have taken that same trade. But there was a bunch of trades going on earlier. But the one that I wanted to really point out was, like I said, it's been called different names, but I'll just call it the CAM trade right now until I figured out CAM's an acronym, and so until we settle on some cooler name than that. So, anyways, I hope you have a great day trading today, tomorrow, whenever, and I'll see you next time.